Well, I found myself not having anything better to do.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah, so guess what I did?
You watched an episode of Space 1999.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. So, the moon's cruising along. Yeah, okay. So what happened this time? Well, they encounter another disturbance or whatever.
Another mysterious cloud that sends an ugly robot to attack them.
No, this time, not even really a cloud. Boy, I got to tell you, one of the things about Space 1999, it's one of its positives, is the models and whatnot. They had quite a few repurposed footage nonetheless, but it worked out. It looked really good for its time. And then as the money ran out, you could tell.
Boy.
Yeah, some of the modeling scenes didn't work out all that great, but still holds up to some degree in comparison to others at the time. But as far as strange entities and whatnot, when they keep doing the same thing, they say, hey, how do we depict it this time? Well, this time it was just some sort of, I don't know, little star formation thing.
What do you mean?
It was kind of green with a black background and kind of like a hippy dippy psychedelic rendition of the sun or something like that,
Kind of flowery even.
Yeah, I would say that. And they would just say, oh no, that thing is out there. And they would show it on the screen and that was about it.
So it was another, not on the ship, but on the base episode.
Yeah. I mean, they got all those sets, which are pretty extensive and whatnot. So, you want to make use of that.
But every now and then they got to go to another planet.
Yeah, well, yeah, they hadn't done that in a couple episodes now. So, anyway, oh no, it's bathing them and God knows what.
So they're all getting sick and dying, probably. I mean, good Lord, the radiation can give them cancer.
No, they didn't do that. It actually apparently was able to boost their latent psychic abilities.
What?
Yeah. So they come into contact with this, and weird things happen. And one of the crew members, this girl, lady, she gets killed.
Oh my God! What? What happened?
Well, she gets trapped in a room, and everything turns against her. And
that's almost like a ghost attacked her or a demon.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. In fact, this whole episode is more akin to the idea of a poltergeist than what happens in it.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll get to it. So mysterious things like that keep occurring. All of a sudden, a wind comes out of nowhere and knocks people over and stuff.
Wind? You mean just shut the window?
Well, they can't open windows. They're on the moon.
All right.
So, meanwhile, Commander Koenig, he's no use.
What? He's sick again, laid in bed.
No. He keeps having nightmares about these ghosts haunting him.
Oh my! Well, maybe this is a ghost story.
Yeah, you would almost think, but these were visions of crewmen from his past. Some mission he was on to where he was forced to abandon two of his crewmen and leave them behind to die.
Why would he do that?
Well, they had contracted this Venusian flu.
Venusian flu?
Yeah, if you go to Venus, you might catch that.
Well, maybe they shouldn't have gone there.
Well, they did. And he couldn't let them back on the ship, so he just had to leave. And, well, they just stayed on that, I don't know where they were, I guess a space station or something, I forget. And, they died.
Because of the flu?
Yeah.
Well, what, couldn't they have treated him or something?
No, it's so bad. And if they'd let him on the ship, then it would have spread to everybody else. And they would have brought it back to Earth. And so, that wouldn't have worked out.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, it is, but he feels guilty about it.
It's funny he never mentioned it until now.
Exactly. Yeah, because he's really torn up about it. But yeah, before he was like, hey, look, It's a long time ago, and life goes on. But boy, Dr. Russell looked really disgusted at him because he was like, oh, well, I don't know if he actually cried, but he was really scared. Like, oh no. And she was like, oh my God.
She needed him to nut up.
Yeah, she sure did. But all of this were elements of this weird flower star thing that's affecting them. And so Dr. Russell thinks, hey, maybe this is psychic abilities. And Tony, of course, becomes the inspector here to investigate what's going on here and how the woman earlier, Sally, I believe her name was, who got killed.
Oh, so they think it was murder, but not from some alien intelligence.
No, they're beginning to suspect somebody has psychic powers and killed her with that.
What?
Yeah. So Dr. Russell conducts all these experiments on people to see if they can tell her which card she's holding up, then not seeing the image on the other end and that sort of thing. And then getting them to see if they can move balls around.
Whose balls?
No. These were just ball bearings in a box or something.
In a box?
Yeah, come on. And a couple of them are able to do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then what did she do? Oh, she put them in, they were able to move it. And then she put them in like an isolation chamber, and then they couldn't. So finally, there's this little soap opera going on, because it turns out Sally, who got killed, had a boyfriend, and they suspected he might have done it.
Oh, my goodness.
But he's with another woman now.
Oh, so he's moved on.
Right. But then she's jealous of Sally.
Uh-oh.
That's right. And when they test her, boy, her psychic powers are off the scale.
Oh, wow. She's like, well, why has she got better powers?
I don't know. I guess because she's really jealous and very possessive of this guy. And when he ends up rejecting her, did she kill him? I can't remember. She sure threw him around and stuff with her psychic powers. And then she gets power mad and crazy and decides to take over the whole base, makes people do things, and gets Tony to get on his knees and call her the commander and stuff like that. Yeah. But the thing about Tony, the rest of the crew, she had managed to make them stand still and frozen in place. But Tony, he was fighting it to the end, but ultimately had to succumb to her power. Like that kind of thing.
Oh my God, that's terrible. But then how come it was so easy to do the others, but not him?
I don't know. I guess his superior intellect. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Yeah, it was probably he was just more stupid than the rest, and her powers didn't reach him good enough. But anyway, she gets him on the ground. And then, of course, Maya shows up, and she, of course, she could turn into monsters and stuff. But then Carolyn takes control of her and makes her turn herself into a worm. What? I guess more like a caterpillar or whatever. And then threatens to stomp on her and kill her. And Tony's like, oh, don't do it. She just laughs at him, whatever. And then eventually, after Koenig overcomes his guilt, he confronts Carolyn, and he just says,
well, how does he defeat her?
Well, that's the thing. He defeats her by not hating her.
What?
Yeah, I don't hate you. She's convinced everyone does, and that's what's making her be evil or something.
That's stupid. I mean, of course people should hate her. I mean, she's a murderer. What the hell?
Yeah, but Koenig, after he got over his guilt about those former crewmen that was haunting him, he, I don't know, he just said, you know what? I just don't hate you. And apparently the fuel of her psychic power other people's hatred and negative emotions. And without any of that, she just collapses under the weight of her power, I guess, or something.
Weight of her power. But if there's no negative emotion around for her to feed on, she wouldn't have any.
Yeah. But that's what happens. And then later on,
Would they put her in jail or something?
no, they just let her sleep in the sick bay or infirmary, whatever, because she suffered severe brain damage and is now the intellect of a child or something like that.
What?
Yeah. So
now the medical staff is just got to feed her and wipe her ass for the rest of their journey through space?
probably, yeah.
Good Lord. What about, the people who got killed?
Yeah, well, they can't do anything because she's like a child now.
That's just stupid.
Yeah. But that's kind of typical for season 2 of Space 1999.